Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Rangers taking on Dumbarton just now in the Scottish Cup. Celtic are away at Dens Park against Dundee. It'd be lovely if Celtic were to go down there and open up a path to retaining I should say, the Scottish Cup for ourselves. It'd be nice to get a double, having already bagged the League Cup earlier on in the season. We're in strong form. Dumbarton inconsistent at the moment. They are the league below though, so we should be able to beat them relatively comfortably. Wes Foderingham will get a game. Jordan Houston in for Gamboa. Mitchell can come in for Oliveira. Who wants Mitchell, interestingly? St Johnson want to loan him, fair enough. Jack Price can come in for Jordan Rossiter, who is struggling for a bit of fitness at the moment, having been injured. I'm going to bring on Jack Price into just a generic central midfield role. Odsonne Edouard is going to start up front as a target man. Cardoso's wanted by Atalanta actually. He's worth 8 million. Can he play? 75 minutes, perhaps not. We'll just leave him out. Marco Milanese can come in for Bruno Alves, and we're going to bring on Ithami for Ivanildo Fernandez. Ryan Jack will not be coming in, but Akram Afif will play instead of Gonzalez. So that's going to be the lineup. Foderingham, Houston, Milanese, Ithami, Mitchell, Henderson, Barjonas, Price, O'Halloran, Afif and Odsonne Edouard. So a rotated team today, but should still have way more quality than what Dumbarton have, and should be able to get the win, as we expect nothing less from them in this fixture. Encourage the boys, as we always do, as Dingwall plays it to Bartley, and Wilson finds Miller to start the game for Dumbarton. Forward to Archibald. We've played quite a few lower league teams during our first two seasons, and we've always dispatched them with the greatest of ease. So long may that continue. As Wes Foderingham takes the goal kick, not even 4 minutes past yet, he will go long towards Odsonne Edouard, who's not challenging for the ball. Crichton forward, Ithami will get it away though. Afif inside to Henderson. He's needing to play well today, Afif. He's not really convinced me that he's got enough quality for the Rangers squad. It's played very, very long by Dumbarton, but Wes Foderingham picks it up, plays it out to Jordan Houston. Forward to Henderson now, flicks it to Barjonas. Barjonas out to O'Halloran, forward to Odsonne Edouard, nods it down to Barjonas. Good quick play. It's actually away by McLaughlin there, forward for Dingwall, but Milanese will find Barjonas. Now it's Henderson to O'Halloran. Does he have the overlap from Houston? He sure does. He has to use him. He's in acres of space. Houston crosses quickly for Odsonne Edouard. 1-0 Rangers. As you would expect nothing less. Hopefully we can rack up a big scoreline here and we can go into the game against St Mirren with the utmost confidence that we were going to absolutely batter them as well. Wilson though with a free kick for Dumbarton into the area, away by Mitchell. Afif now onto it first. Got to be a counter, got to be a goal here actually on the counter. Forward to Odsonne Edouard. We've got men over on that left. Bartley does very well to race back and win it. Crichton with a lovely cheeky ball to McLaughlin. And Dumbarton are in control of it now. McCart forward for McLean, takes a good touch, but Jordan Houston will get it to O'Halloran. O'Halloran forward, Odsonne Edouard doesn't quite win it. Bartley away, but Henderson will get it to Barjonas. Out wide to O'Halloran now. Chance to run his fullback. He does beat his fullback easily, past McLaughlin, into Odsonne Edouard. It's a good challenge actually by McCart, away by Bartley. Picked up by Dingwall. Dumbarton try and get up the park here. It's out wide to Archibald. Archibald plays it forward. Henderson with a lovely interception. Barjonas to O'Halloran. Looks for Odsonne Edouard. It's not a good ball though. Miller will play it to McCart. We're a bit sloppy here. A couple of loose balls. It's forward for Dingwall to chase. Milanese nods it over Foderingham, and Russell Dingwall will equalise for Dumbarton. Oh dear. Okay, that was sloppy. And we've got a game in our hands. We're not going to dispatch them, it seems, as easily as we did past opponents, as Goncalves gives Hearts the lead over Morton. Keatings has Dundee United up against Dunfermline, and St Mirren through Riley are ahead of Ross County. Over half an hour gone now though, and we haven't built upon that early goal from Odsonne Edouard. Couple of poor performances as well, Ithami and Mitchell most notably. Now it's Gallagher with the goal kick for Dumbarton. Scott Gallagher launching it long. It should be easy for Ithami to nod that to a Rangers man. He however nods it to Wilson, but he does get it back. Plays a simple pass then to Milanese, who can find Henderson. Back to Ithami. Forward to Price, round the corner to Barjonas. Out wide for Mitchell. It's a good ball that. Mitchell, can he whip one in for Odsonne Edouard? He's out wide. He's somehow got the break of the ball, Mitchell. Acres of space, whips it in. Easy defence for Crichton though. Mitchell now on his unfavoured right. It goes in, it breaks for Barjonas. It's a good challenge, breaks for Price, and Jack Price has his second goal in as many games. And it's top corner, a lovely curled finish, and Jack Price starting to show some of the quality we thought he had when we brought him in the summer on that Bosman deal. Or was he actually unemployed? I can't remember. Either way, we got him for free, and it's a lovely goal from him. Hopefully he can push on from that and continue to show the quality we thought he had. Does County actually have an equaliser against St Mirren? Hearts will be through, it looks like. No upset for Morton. Hopefully Motherwell can do something at Pittodrie, and Dundee are still holding Celtic, so we hold out a little bit of hope that Dundee may be able to knock them out. Rossiter's coming on for Barjonas here, who's on a booking. We certainly don't need him picking up another one of those and getting sent off. I think I'm going to bring, second half, going to bring on Morelos up front. He's kind of been on the sidelines recently with Herrera being the main man, and you know, we're wanting to take more of a look at Odsonne Edouard to see if we want to try and offer him a contract for next season. So Morelos has been limited in his game time, but he gets 45 now against Dumbarton, and if he's going to score against anybody, surely he's going to score against Dumbarton, as Lee Griffiths scores against his old club Dundee, and Celtic are ahead at Dens Park. As Ithami cuts out a ball, it's Henderson, Rossiter, Price, Henderson. I have a bad feeling this is going to be a red card. Price to Rossiter. Could be a chance though. A Fief to Henderson. It's a good ball. Henderson losing it though. It's McLean looking forward for Dingwall. Ithami should get this away. It's a good challenge actually from him. It breaks for Mitchell. Can he find a Fief? Well, he actually goes inside to Price. Price finds a Fief. A Fief inside to Henderson. Outside, a decent effort at the ball, but Archibald tracked it well. We'll give him credit for that one. Miller goes long. Ithami heads it away again. Wilson though down to Carswell. Dumbarton look well in this game. They're definitely competing with us for the ball. McLean now to Gibson. Being closed down, Gibson. He plays it forward. It should be Ithami away. Afif will pick it up. We should have an opportunity here to get through. Afif beats one. Still going. Sweeps it into Morelos. Looks onside, and it's 3-1. Alfredo Morelos scoring just before the hour mark, and I suspect that will be game over. It was a valiant effort today by the lower league side. You know, you credit them. They came here, they frustrated us a bit, they got themselves a goal, but ultimately, as you would suspect, we have just a little bit too much quality for them. I'm going to bring on Oliveira for Mitchell, who looks a little tired. Henderson looks tired as well, but I don't actually have any replacement for him. Celtic still 1-0 up. Aberdeen are 1-0 up over Motherwell now as Afif whips it in. It's away by Bartley, who's actually looked pretty decent today. Price inside to Henderson. He's got Rossiter. Rossiter picking it up now, looking for a pass to the edge of the box. Rossiter holds it up, goes back to Jack Price. Henderson. O'Halloran into Ithami. The big centre back chooses to shoot. He's put it over the bar. And it remains 3-1. Motherwell have actually equalised from the penalty spot. It's Fisher. 1-1 up at Pittodrie. Celtic still hold their 1-goal advantage at Dens over Dundee. Houston throws it to Henderson here. Jack Price now moves it quickly, too quickly though. Crichton manages to nick in, get that ball, but we can build from the back. Dumbarton not committing many men forward now. Milanese to Rossiter and Henderson. Price, the midfield trio looking confident now on the ball. Rossiter out wide to Afif, cutting in on the right foot, plays it to Henderson, who moves it for Morelos. McCart away. Rossiter can't get there. Henderson to Morelos, shooting chance across the goalkeeper. He's smashed it with a lot of power, but it's over the bar. Gallagher now with the goal kick. It looks like Dumbarton pretty much stopped playing, and we're going to have some chances at the death. And as I say that, it's in over the top of the defender's head. And Spence, it's a fucking cracker from Greg Spence, and a possible way back in. We're just going to go contain right now, and let's not take any risks. And there's going to be some action in this one. We're kicking off. Morelos to Henderson and Houston. Let's hope we don't collapse here. O'Halloran into Rossiter. Rossiter to Price now, and Henderson. Rossiter. Plays it out to towards Afif, but Miller's nicked it. It's Wilson now forward for Archibald. And here come Dumbarton looking to shock Ibrox. It's Spence. It's nicked back by Price, but it's one. It's Aitken. He's in. He shoots, and it's a phenomenal save by Wes Fodringham to deny a sensational Dumbarton equaliser. Come on, guys. Fucking get the heads up. And this was not the confidence that I was looking for from the guys today. I was looking for us to just see this out. When we went 3-1, I thought it would be easy, stroking the ball about to the finish. Clearly not, though. Another defensive mistake. Houston with a brilliant challenge there, though, to win it back, but nobody keeps going for it. Gibson will be able to whip it in. Milanese has to nod it away. Rossiter will pick her up. 15 seconds or so left. It's forward to Morelos, and that should be the game now, but no confidence at the back once again. Both defenders actually have made howlers today. Itami let it just drop over his head, which allowed Spence in for his sensational finish around Fodringham. And obviously Milanese actually nodded it over Fodringham in for Dingwall to score the first Dumbarton goal. But we did win. I suppose calmly I'll say, well done lads. I don't want to blast them too much. As we are through, Celtic got a second goal, knocked out Dundee. Aberdeen Motherwell was a draw. Dundee United, Hearts, both through, and St Mirren Ross County will also go to a replay. Jordan Houston, 3 to 4 days he'll be out. That's perfectly fine. No concern about that. We received 10k for getting through in the cup. Bednar Chickta did well, got a goal, a consolation goal as Inverness actually lost 3-1 to Montrose, which is not a good result, but at least our man did well. How is he looking now on his stats? He's actually looking okay. He's looking like he could become something at least. A bit of a tricky flair player on the wing, if nothing else. Jordan Cork at Stranraer playing well, the 19-year-old. He doesn't look that great. We got him from Everton. He looks okay. Liam Kelly going okay. Dapo Mabudi the same. And we now have the Scottish Cup quarter-final draw before we host St Mirren next week at Ibrox. Another 3-2 result for us. A game where we should have been comfortable, reminiscent of the Kilmarnock game from last episode. 2-0 up and coasting at Rugby Park, and then all of a sudden we had to scrap for it at the end. I suppose if you're looking at positives, then you would say we actually managed to win both games. Where there's other points of the season, maybe last season as well, we would have actually lost points in those games. So I suppose you give credit to the boys for actually digging deep and managing to maintain the 3 points. If you're looking at the positive, of course, if you're looking at the negative, you would say teams like Celtic would just fill it as if we're giving them those kind of opportunities. So quarter final anyway, the Scottish Cup. The first game will take place at Tynecastle as Hearts will host Aberdeen or Motherwell. Big game there. Celtic will have a Parkhead game against Dundee United. Hibernian or St Johnstone will host Rangers, so we'll either be at Easter Road or McDermott Park. A tough quarter final draw there, but we did avoid Celtic at the very least. I was when they got the Parkhead draw there, I was expecting our name to come out of the hat, so at least we've avoided that. But we will have a tough draw either at Easter Road or McDermott Park. I'd probably prefer to play St Johnstone. Hopefully we can go up there and get redemption from that poor result earlier on. Andy Dallas wants to go on loan. Fine, I'll try. Speak with Andy Dallas. You're right, I think a loan move would be good. Andy Dallas, transfer, offer to clubs, loan offer. I just want to be a key player, I don't care about any financial contributions. We'll see if anybody wants him. Probably somebody's going to want him as backup or some nonsense. And I'll just let him go either way, because he's happy as long as he gets the move. No offers for Andy Dallas. Well, at least I tried. Can't say fairer than that. A Saturday game against St Mirren coming up now. I wonder who Aberdeen have. Aberdeen versus Celtic would be pretty sweet to be right now. Let's see. The Friday game is Kilmarnock Dundee. Excuse me. Aberdeen are away at Ross County, which is a tough one. And Celtic are at Firhill against Partick. So you would expect Celtic to go to Firhill and win, but Aberdeen up in Dingwall against County could be a tough one for them. If they lose that game and we manage to beat St Mirren, of course we will go second. Aberdeen vastly improved this season over last season. At this point, they were way out of the race for second place, whereas right now we're actually chasing them. Tavernier playing for Hull and a 5-0 win over Leeds, getting an 8.6 rating, so that should boost his reputation a little bit. I mean, looking at his stats, he looks insanely good, man. It's the only game he's played so far and has done really well in it. I just don't think he's as good as Gamboa, if we're perfectly honest. It is Europa League action just now, which is basically inconsequential to us. I don't think Celtic are in it. Ajax beat Liverpool. Interesting. Yeah, Arsenal AC Milan 0-0. Ghent losing to RB Leipzig. Anything really interesting here? Not really, I don't think. Las Palmas being in it's kind of interesting. They drew 1-1 with Legia Warsaw. Yeah, nothing overly interesting. Olympiacos 3-1 winners over Valencia is pretty impressive. Okay, so it's now time to play St Mirren at Ibrox, of course, after Dundee versus Kilmarnock, which is the showpiece game on Friday night, i.e. it's the only game on Friday night. Pretty inconsequential. I'd like to see Kelly win it. Why not? Kelly have done well this season. Kilmarnock at Rugby Park against Dundee. 1-1. Fair enough. They've both done pretty well, actually. To be sitting 4th and 5th, they've both done pretty well. So a 1-1 is a pretty fair score, I'd say. A chance actually now to close the gap on Celtic actually to 5 points. Of course, they will then have the game in hand tomorrow to open that lead back up. And hopefully we can overtake Aberdeen. We have played 2 games against St Mirren so far and won them both. So hopefully we can make that 3 in a row. Ian Fulton coming back into the mix. Gamboa being the right back. We're going to go with Bruno Alves and Ivanildo Fernandez. Maximiliano Oliveira. In the middle, Ryan Jack, who can play as a defensive deep-lying playmaker. We're also going to be playing with Jamie Burjonas and Jack Price, who's actually now nailed down a space. Do you know what? Actually, Ryan Jack, no, Liam Henderson rather than Ryan Jack, because he's been playing so well for us. On the right wing, it's going to be O'Halloran, because pretty much we don't have any other option. On the left, it will be Gonzalez, and up front, Eduardo Herrera will return. On the bench, Fodringham, Cardoso can get a spot on the bench now. Houston, Mitchell, Rossiter, Afif, and Odsonne Edouard. I think Morelos not even getting a space on the bench now, because we want to take more of a look at Odsonne Edouard, see if he is worth offering a contract to. I suspect we probably will offer him a contract, and if his demands are reasonable, probably take him. 4-5-1 from St Mirren here. Clear to see what their game plan is going to be. Assertive, over to you guys. Have a good one. And we'll encourage them to do that when they're on the pitch, as Herrera plays it to Burjonas, who will find Oliveira, and we're stroking it about to start the game. Price to Burjonas and Henderson. They've obviously played with the... Oh, it's headed away by Baird there as we tried to go long to Herrera to start. And Martin goes long. Fernandez should cut that out at the back for us. He'll knock it to Oliveira. Just holds off the St Mirren man. There might be some action in this actually. Opening 30 seconds. We're still seeing the first piece of action here. Burjonas to Henderson now. To Herrera. It's a good challenge. It goes to Morris. Morris for St Mirren to begin. Back to Migno. Yeah, they've obviously packed that midfield to try and shut down the effectiveness of our midfield trio. As Martin knocks it long over the top for Smith. Possible chance here for St Mirren. Early doors, and it's in. Cammy Smith for St Mirren. That's exactly what St Mirren will have been looking for to start the game. Now they've got something to hold on to just dig deep. And how the hell are they down where they are in the league? They've took quite a few points. They've took 4 points off of Celtic so far, and they're beating us now. Yeah, and they've held out without incident for 20 minutes since scoring that goal. Concerns me a bit. Here's Davis now. Throws it to Smith, the goal scorer. Smith goes back to Morris. They're going to go back to front pretty much, you'd think. Yeah, it's over the top. It's in again for Smith. Tighter angle this time, shoots, and it's easy enough for Fulton. I think we're gonna drop that defensive line slightly deeper to try and stop that over the top. They've had 2 shots and they both came from just a big lump over the top by the defenders. Ryan Dow, of course, putting Ross County ahead of Aberdeen. So it really looks like we're going to blow a chance to go above them today. Oliveira throws it to Herrera. We've got to dig deep here. Gonzalez to Henderson, decides to shoot from range, and it's in! It's a cracker from Liam Henderson. Gonzalez gets an assist as Henderson from 25 yards just loops it into the corner of the net. No chance for the goalkeeper. 1-1, and that gives us something before half time. It would actually be excellent. Let's tell them to push forward here, see if we can't grab a second go-ahead goal before the break. And we have a corner now. Burjonas takes it deep. It's Fernandez in there. It's headed away well by the St Mirren players. Henderson now scoops it to Price, who can cushion it on. Gonzalez is in and beats the goalkeeper. And it is 2-1 to Rangers before half time. Exactly what we needed. Delighted with that. And that puts us up to second place above Aberdeen, who are behind to County at Dingwall. And now St Mirren are going to have to come out and play a little bit. They'll be gutted. They'll be absolutely gutted, St Mirren. They held out so well, and we've hit them with a quick 1-2 at the end of the half. I'm going to tell them to not get complacent actually in the second half, because you know what we're like. I think I'm going to drop Jack Price a little bit. I'll just play with Burjonas and Henderson in front of him. Jack Price is going to be a defensive midfielder with a support role. Herrera's going to come out for Odsonne Edouard, again giving the big Frenchman a chance to show us what he can do. He might get a start at some stage, but at the moment we're continuing with Herrera, who's obviously shown good ability. Morris to Martin, now Traoré and McGinn. St Mirren starters in the second half. Booking for Jack Baird at the back for St Mirren. Hopefully Ross County will hold out against Aberdeen and we will be able to claim second place back. We're in a good run of form. We of course need to complete the job here as well against St Mirren. Oliveira with the throw in. Throws it back to Burjonas now. Can he angle it in on his right? He can. Odsonne Edouard cannot hold it up though. Traoré lumps it over the top, but it'll be easy for Ian Fulton to pick that up. Ian Fulton now just strokes it to Gamboa. Perfect. Gamboa forward. It's a bit of a dodgy ball, but Odsonne Edouard cushions it for Price. It's Burjonas now. Burjonas angles it for O'Halloran. It's a great ball, great vision. O'Halloran into the box. Martin nicks it, launches it. Smith picks it up. And St Mirren looking to do another counter with a long ball from the back. Henderson now picking it up over the top for Odsonne Edouard. Can we do to them what they've done to us? Edwards into the box, shoots across the goalkeeper. It's a good save by Mignot, but Odsonne Edouard not really a clear-cut opportunity there. Did well to shoot across goal, and a comfortable save from the goalkeeper as Traoré heads away our corner. Davis will get that, possibly to lead a break here for St Mirren. He goes over the top for Smith. Come on, shut this down. Smith denied by the defender. Good play. That's a corner again. Come on, get me a third. Gonzalez in. Burjonas nearly burst the net. Perfect. Exactly what we were needing there. We're going to bring on Fabio Cardoso for Bruno Alves now just to get his fitness levels back up. And Dimitri Mitchell can come on for Oliveira. That's exactly what we needed. 3-1 with about 20 minutes or so left to go in the game. 16-3 on the shot count now, looking comfortable and confident as Mackay Stephen gets the equaliser for Aberdeen against Ross County. Burjonas to Henderson for us. Gonzalez to Odsonne Edouard, trying to hold it up, losing it to Baird though. Back to Mignot from Traoré. Mignot, the goalkeeper, can go along with this. It actually goes out to Martin, short at the back. Martin with a terrible touch, allows O'Halloran in. Can he finish across the goalkeeper? He can indeed. Michael O'Halloran, 4-1 now, and it's about as comfortable as it should be today. 4-1 at Ibrox. Rangers above St Mirren. Hopefully we can hit them for another couple here and just get the morale skyrocketing before we have some more tricky games in the weeks to come. Aberdeen though have 10 minutes to actually get the winner up at Ross County now that they've equalised. Momentum will be with them. Jesus, Mignot has a 4.6 today. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think he looked at fault for too many of the goals. And we've played 30 seconds, more than the allotted added time, and the game is over. 4-1 to Rangers. Gonzalez getting man of the match today. Good to see him showing the quality that we thought he had when we brought him in on loan for the season. Aberdeen do not get their win, so we, because of the goal difference swing that we got with the emphatic win over St Mirren, we are now above them on goal difference by 1 goal, and we are 5 points behind Celtic. We will see their result at Firhill before we end the episode, see how many points we are behind them. I suspect they're going to go to Firhill and beat Partick, but you never know. Miles Bierman playing well there for Livingston in their defeat. Everybody else bang average or worse, actually. Jordan Cork doing well with an 8. But other than that, the loanees just putting in mostly steady performances. Come on, Partick. Let's see if Partick can do it for us. I'm not holding out much hope that they will get a result, but you never know. Celtic actually haven't won in their last 2 games. Murmurs of discontent as Celtic hit poor run of form, allegedly. Let's have a little look at their schedule. Yeah, I mean, they beat Dundee in the replay in the Cup 2-0, but before that, yeah, actually they haven't won for 3 league games. Lost at Pittodrie, drew at home to Hibs, lost away against St Mirren. So hopefully that means they're going to lose or draw against Partick. I don't think they will. I suspect they'll go and beat Partick 6-0 or something and put the murmurs of discontent to rest. Let's see though. Partick Thistle, 1-0 loss. Celtic go back to 8 points clear. In the first minute, Tom Rogic got their goal, and that was all that happened really. That was all that happened in terms of goal scoring in that one. So a 1-0 victory for Celtic. They remain 8 points clear of us, and we are now actually above Aberdeen just on goal difference. Let's compare actually to last season. Last season we had 10 draws and 6 losses. We have lost 7 times, so that's more than last season's, but only the 2 draws so far. We won 22 games, and we've currently won 18, so with 11 games left to go, if we win any more than 4 of them, then we've won more games than last season, so that's positive, if nothing else. And in the run of form that we're in at the moment, hopefully we can push on and go on a good run, put Aberdeen firmly in the rear view mirror, and see if we can't get closer to Celtic. How's Gideon Young? How good is he? Yeah, looks okay. What's he listed for? 1 million? We might take a look. What do we have in the transfer kitty actually? We have 1.8 million, but we're over the wage budget a little bit. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Another 2 back-to-back wins. That's the last, 5 games we've actually won now after that horror show against St Johnstone. Since we came back from a little winter break, we've lost 1 game and we've won 7. So we're actually in pretty decent form at the moment. When we come back for the next episode, it's going to be a tough one though. The form's going to be tested. We're away at Hamilton. Hopefully we can beat Hamilton. We beat them 3-0 at Ibrox earlier on in the season, as you can see up here. They're sitting currently in 9th place in the table, so you would imagine we'd be able to go to New Douglas Park and beat them. We will then be playing Hibernian or St Johnstone away from home, either at Easter Road or up at McDermott Park. So we obviously need to get 2 victories and 2 away games next time, so that'll be tougher than today's home double against Dumbarton and St Mirren. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's been 2 good results once again for us, particularly the 4-1 over St Mirren, which got us the goal difference advantage over Aberdeen. If you've liked the video, please drop down below and leave a like. It does help out the channel. Of course, if you want to see the videos as they drop for the series, then you can subscribe to the channel, which I'd be very grateful for. But overall, just want to thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time for Hamilton away and then that tricky cup fixture.